How's the hair? Does it look good?
It looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Beaches and Taxes. I'm Patrick, your local real estate expert. I'm here joined today
by Shantel, your civically engaged best friend. I'm going with that. I like that.
Amen.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
And we're here today to talk about one of the hot button issues, the hottest button issues here in Fort Lauderdale. What might that be?
Homelessness.
Homelessness. Where the fuck we do living?
Well, that's the name of the episode. That's the name of the episode.
I mean, Shantel, you were at the city commission meeting where they touched base on a couple of new programs where they kind of gave an update on homelessness in this city.
Yeah.
So can you debrief us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah.
And break it down, girl.
Yeah, so specifically at the State of the City address, the mayor brought on 3 men who are success stories of Fort Lauderdale's community court. For those who don't know, it's this wonderful program that Fort Lauderdale, I don't know, in partnership with Broward, but a lot of the homeless people you see, if they violate the law in any way, they get a notice to appear as opposed to a standard ticket. They appear at this one central location on Wednesday called Community Court, and there they have resources like showers, haircuts, job help, etc., as well as a judge to adjudicate their issue. And this program has seen a lot of success. I lost my train of thought. But this product, what is it? I would call it a program institution.
They brought some people in from the program during the meeting, correct?
Yeah. So they brought in 3 men who one was a veteran. No, I think 2 were veterans, and one was like reconnected with his family or something to that effect. The 2 veterans are clean now. They drive the Rotary bus. They're employed. They're success stories. What was missing from the conversation was, what about the people that we still see? Like, is this a good place? Do you want me to plug in my story here? Is this a good time?
Yeah, I would say this is a pretty good time.
So my nature is to be like, oh my God, like, let's, everything's going super well. Like, look at these success stories. Like, everything's great. And then this weekend, as I was on my way home on bike from the Coffee and Beats party, I passed by this, it's like a power substation in my neighborhood, and there was this guy rummaging around there doing whatever he was doing, and I was like, minding my own business, keep going. Then he starts following me on bike.
You were on a bike, and he followed you on a bike.
Yeah, he just got on his bike, started following me. He's like, you have my phone. And I was like, no, I do not. No, I do not, sir. And I was trying to be as pleasant as possible. And then he's like, I hear it ringing. And I was like, okay, this is not a good place to be right now. I have no training on this. I didn't want to be like, sir, you might be having a schizophrenic episode. Actually in my neighborhood, there's I don't know what the term is, dispensary for mental health drugs. It's like the centralist place in the city for mental health drugs for people who receive those services. So I was like, this guy might be a byproduct of that place. And I was like, okay, I got to keep going. So I pedal my bike. He's following me. I'm like, I'm a mile away from home. I'm like, he can't follow me for a mile. He does. And he goes on my driveway and he's like, you have my phone. And I was like, you need to step off my property.
So he followed you from Tarpon River.
Well, it's like 13th Street.
13th Street to where?
To my home, which is like...
Ballpark.
Let's call it, it's a mile.
Like north, is it Flagler? Is it Middle River? Where are you ballpark? What neighborhood are you located
just next to it's like Central Fort Lauderdale, just next to Wilton Manors. The east side of Wilton Manors.
The east side of Wilton?
Yeah.
Okay. Almost like Oakland?
Technically, my GPS sometimes puts me in Oakland, but yeah, almost Oakland, yeah.
Wow, that's a heck of a trip.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I want to digest this from 2 parts.
Yeah.
I want to... The man in me wants to, maybe I'm mansplaining, or I like... Don't ever go home.
Good thought.
Don't ever go home.
Good thought.
And this is not only to you. This is to millions of women that are what is it called? That are listening here.
Yeah.
Because there are a slew of problems with going home.
That actually yeah, because when I got home, I was like, what the fuck do I do now? I don't have a gun. Like, my
they
dog's
know
in the house.
where you live now. They now have a place to do something if they want to do it. And I'm only speaking from experience of growing up in New York City.
Yeah.
And I was followed on Park Avenue one time. It was me and a couple of my friends. We were followed. And we were just lost, didn't know what to do. And we kept walking, running, walking. This guy just kept following us. And luckily, somebody thought, like, go into a building, get into a public space where someone can call the police.
You're right.
And then that person can protect you.
Yeah.
Or be a witness to whatever happens. When there's another person there, they're less likely to be the, in attack mode, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's like, again, this isn't a part of whatever. Maybe it's on subject, maybe it's off subject.
I needed to hear that.
But
that is on topic.
Yeah, we need to have like a plan of if that's happening again, whether it be you or somebody else. Go to a pizzeria. Go to somewhere where you're going to find a big, strong, go to a bar where you're going to find a big, strong man. Or whatever, somebody to protect you.
In that instance, I'll take a big, strong man. Fine.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking, like, where am I gonna find the biggest, strongest guy to actually do the right thing?
Right.
And that is, a bar, a public space, wherever it may be.
Yeah.
Just
that's a good point.
thought process there.
Guys, think emergency situation, public space. That's it.
That's it. That's very. But okay, so now, I guess going back to your experience, diving back. Staying on subject here of like, where does, seeing what you saw with the hope of these reformed individuals, experience what you experienced just 48 hours ago, where is your faith in the topic of homelessness in Fort Lauderdale?
As an eternal optimist, I see it on the up and up, but again, we still have fallout, and that's going to affect quality of life here. And with the amount of homelessness we have, like that fallout could be dozens, hundreds, like that matters. We have to think about these people. And that's kind of what I think the mayor missed out on. It's like we celebrate the success stories, but what now? What about the people who want to stay homeless? What about the people who aren't getting the help they need for whatever specific mental health issue they have, and then we have to deal with the consequences of that? What happens?
Yeah, that is something that we spoke a little bit, when we were talking about the origins of this podcast of, Shantel, I don't see many homeless people in Boca.
Yep.
I don't see many homeless people walking down Atlantic Avenue in Del Rey.
Yep.
Why might that be that I see it almost like whether I'm going to the beach at 6:30 in the morning for a meditation and a run with 100 people.
Yep.
A homeless person over there, somebody sleeping over there, somebody over here. I go downtown on a Tuesday for a run around the river. There's 5 homeless people on the benches sleeping on the way there.
Yep.
Why is it that Fort Lauderdale is so prevalent to the homeless community here? So
with the information I have and understand, and what also makes sense to me is we are the seat of the county. So we have the jail system. Seat, okay. Yeah, like seat.
Okay, gotcha.
We're the seat of the county. We have the jail, we have the health system. If there's an emergency situation, we have the sheriff's office. We have we're just where the action is. We have the Salvation Army, where people receive resources. So if there's a homeless person in Boca, you just gotta call the cops or call community services. And they'll be like, oh, okay, we'll transport them to Fort Lauderdale, and then whatever happens to them, they get released on the streets of Fort Lauderdale. We don't return people to where they get called. So if you call from Boca just sends it all down to Fort Lauderdale.
Is Boca part of Palm Beach?
No, Boca's Broward.
Okay, I need to get myself updated there.
No, I'm gonna double check that when I leave, but I'm pretty sure because it's just a city up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
We try to be factually accurate here. We're doing our best.
But we're doing our best.
Doing our best.
But regardless, it's something that is like, it's.
But even to your point, Boca is great, but the seat of West Palm Beach is also kind of shitty too. Not like the beach side of West Palm, but if you go to like downtown Palm Beach, it's also like pretty run down. They have their issues too. So it's like all the seats, downtown Miami right now is getting redeveloped. But they also, you couldn't walk around downtown Miami before the new world, whatever they do
Oh,
down
that
there.
shit is scary down there.
Yeah.
I was driving with my buddy and we took 2 wrong turns.
Oops.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's the beauty of Florida.
I'm like, what
Good
the
street,
fuck
bad
is
street.
this? It was scary. I'm
Yep.
from New York City. I've been through Harlem. I went to school in the Bronx. I was sweating in that car. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? We are in a bad spot right now.
Yeah.
But again, I digress to back to Fort Lauderdale I mean, Salvation Army, you mentioned them.
Yeah. They're right there on Broward Boulevard.
That, to me, I actually volunteered there sometime.
Awesome.
And when I was kind of on a career search, trying to figure out different things, whether I wanted to go down the social work path, so on and so forth. And I had the ability to see the amazing resources that they offer. Gentlemen, because it's a men-only
I actually did not know that.
resource
Okay.
center. Is the ARC's Adult Rehabilitation Center.
Okay.
I do think they have a family wing though.
Okay.
So I think they do have an aspect where they cater to
That makes sense.
to families and different things of that,
Holistic.
to females as well. But I know that their ARC is.
And that makes sense because the Broward partnership, in like their data showed me there's like a 3-to-1 ratio of men to women at homelessness. So it makes sense that there's a men dedicated facility.
Well, that's on actually a couple of fronts of why it's men dedicated. Well, like from their perspective, like I went to an all boys high school. I was blessed to not have distractions of women. When there was probably 4
I was
fights.
blessed to have the distractions. So.
There was 4 fights in my high school. They were all about women.
Oh,
In
wow.
the 4 years that I went there, the 4 fights that happened in and around
In your all boys school?
in my all boys school
Wow.
were always around women, obviously outside of school.
Wow.
And think about any fight you've ever seen a guy get physical. 90% of the time, it's around a woman.
Oh, I saw one today. Yeah. The park. Yeah.
So I mean, it's women are the cause of all of our problems. No,
Yeah,
of course not.
yeah.
But to me, when you're able to just kind of focus on one thing and you don't have to worry about a relationship or all these other, potentially toxic factors when you're trying to get your life together, that is something I think is why it's of such a focus.
Oh, got
when
it.
You're trying to get your
What
life
about gay
on track.
men? They don't apply to the Salvation Army? Niche demographic again.
Maybe,
That's-
yeah. It's a very Christian-driven
Okay.
organization.
Got it.
They pray, they have chapel times, they have different things of that nature where it's rooted in a ton of Christian values. And that to me is also like another pillar to their success but they'll take anybody.
Right.
Anybody off the street, you want to improve your life, we'll give you a bed, we'll give you 3 warm meals, and we'll give you a job 40 hours a week.
Okay.
You got to show up to work.
Oh, really? Oh,
my
because they work
gosh.
in the Salvation
They work
Army.
within
Ah,
it. So you
okay.
show up, you're either working like one of 3 divisions. One of them is like intake of goods. Then it's like sorting. It's running the facility, so you could be like in the kitchen
Wow.
and the cleaning of the facility.
Yeah.
Or you work on the store side, where you're like actually putting tags on items and selling them. So that whole operation is a self-fueled operation.
Yeah, it's like
people give goods.
Yeah.
Those goods get sorted. They get put out to sell. They get marketed. They get sold. That money goes right back into the organization.
Wow.
To buy food, to buy so
Tight
on and
little
so
business
forth.
there. Not business, but organization.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's an amazing
Closed circle.
non-profit closed circle that just kind of feeds, and the better they do on the business side,
Yeah.
the more they can provide for their individuals and more beds they can actually accommodate.
But do they have fallout? Do they give services to people and then put them back like on the street? Like, hey, come in, get your shower, get your food, and then we'll put you right back.
No.
No? Okay.
they're-
Okay, I learned
they're-
something new today.
Yeah, their mission, they might have that on like a temporary basis again.
On
and I'll
Broward,
go
you do
back to
see them. So Broward has 2 parts, right? The part more downtown and the part closer to the highway where the Salvation is. There's people hanging out there.
Yeah, I think that, it's a hub where people can hang out.
Yeah.
Before you enter that facility,
Okay.
as an attendee, well, first of all, like when you're first, they do like in like 30-day, like you're a freshman for 30 days.
Oh, Okay.
And you don't leave the grounds.
Right.
Then the next 30 days you earn that, then you might, like supervised exits.
Wow.
Then you can probably go and leave and go your own term in like the last 90 days. Don't hold me to that, but that's kind of the graduation process
Right.
you
They're
do.
like training you.
No matter what process you're in, you have to blow in a breathalyzer to get in that building.
Okay.
If you fail,
respect that, yeah.
you're out.
Yeah.
You lose your opportunity, you lose your community, you lose all of it.
Are you allowed to try again?
Yes, you have to start back at the freshman, I think.
Okay, I
think
respect
after
structure.
some sort of, it's been a while since I've been removed.
Yeah.
But the processes that are in place, they were like bulletproof. It was amazing.
Okay.
So I can, like, if you're really trying to turn your life around, that's a resource you can go to and actually, as long as they have a bed available, you can get fed. You can stay, you can be in an environment that'll provide the avenues of discipline for you to actually get off drugs, get into a work, earning an income, and then, build off of that. So that, the degree of that being an impact in the community, I think it's important.
So I guess we're fortunate to have that here in Fort Lauderdale.
I would say, we are
an asset of the community.
It's kind of it's both. It's there because it's needed.
Right.
They're needed in Jupiter, in the rougher parts of Jupiter. They're needed here in these parts of here. So they go to these areas of reform and build these. They were building them out a lot more in the 80s and 90s, I believe.
Yeah.
When the crack epidemic and so on and so forth was
that
flying
makes sense
through.
because my research says that Broward's the homelessness issues in Fort Lauderdale started to intensify in the 90s. So I'll seem to have come to a head there. And I forgot. Yeah, the origins of a lot of this is like the drug trade, the crack epidemic, and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned earlier in terms of like people being a little here and there, and then the rent goes up.
Yeah.
Right. In my experience, homelessness goes back to a lot of it's directly correlated to drugs and addiction.
Okay.
Almost for myself, and I never had a friend that I thought like, hey man, how many homeless people you see X amount a day, right? Let's call it like 5, 6, 7.
Sure.
Right.
Reasonable.
How many people you've ever met in your entire life?
Oh, I'm a social
Hundreds of thousands, let's call it, right?
Yeah.
How many of those people do you know are homeless?
0.
Same experience. And I grew up in New York City. Every block there was a homeless person. And I never understood how someone can go from where we are, working, doing a thing, to being homeless on the street.
Right.
Until I met one individual I went to high school with. And this person, he went off to college, got caught up with the wrong crew, did some sort of drugs, whether it was like an inhalation where it affected his brain or something of that nature.
Right.
But the lights were on and nobody was home. He went away. He was so smart, he skipped a grade. Right. Graduated, he went to college. He wasn't 18, so he couldn't live in the dorm. So they had to give him an off-campus housing.
Wow.
At this point, unfortunately, what happened was he transferred out of that college and seen him here and there, and it's heartbreaking because the lights are on and no one's home.
That's powerful. That explains the mechanism. You're right, because I frequently think about that. That used to be a fear of mine. It's like, am I ever going to end up homeless? Because like I'm here, that person's right there, we're in the same place, right? But you're right that I would, with that logic, I would agree with you. I guess it is drugs.
It has, I think
it's multifaceted. It's multifaceted.
Drugs, alcoholism, whatever.
Right,
dependency.
Loss of the spirit. Was some life crisis happened, and then you turn to drugs. It's not maybe drugs is the mechanism to deal with some emotional need, but
of course. So now, like, my question to you and to the community and to the mayor, to everybody, is like, how do you help the people that don't want to be helped? Because ARC, the Salvation Army is a resource.
Right.
We have the court, the county courthouse.
We have the Broward Partnership. The Broward, this is a multi-government effort here in this city.
Yeah.
We have the Broward Partnership, which is a private and public venture, and they've poured tons of resources into this issue. There's a whole campus on 7 over there. on 7th Avenue and Sunrise.
So my question is to you, when we get Joey, who doesn't want to get off the street, he just goes corner to corner, he's a constant problem.
Right.
How do you solve for an individual like that? How would you presume to manage that?
I think that's where we are as a society. Like, that's where we are as a city. Is the mayor said we're going to have a compassionate but firm approach to homelessness, and he said directly, homelessness is not a lifestyle choice in Fort Lauderdale. You have the Broward sheriff saying homelessness is not a crime. We refuse to jail them. In a society that I think the only thing we can do that I see is keep trying new methodologies. So Salvation Army is one methodology. Broward Partnership has their own methodology of intake and process and how they approach the issue. We just keep trying different things. I don't know anything. For the mental health cases, I believe that requires more intense and dedicated social work. But I think for a lot, here's my context, right? I just recently visited the 717 project in Fort Lauderdale. They showed us like the homeless people and how they come in and where they live and how the resources they receive, whatever. And then they talk about the people that get stuck in there, like they can't kick you out. So it's the people who just get stuck in their system, and it's like it feels like there's just like a lack of spirit. You know, like their spirit's just not motivated to do differently. Yeah, like they're getting these basic resources, but I don't know, like they're not driven to do anything else. And not in like a lazy way, they don't want to work. It's just like you said, like the spark isn't there. Like there's nothing there. There's nothing home. There's no like, I need to do better for my daughter. I need to do better for my parents. I need to do better for myself. I need to do better for my community. There's no I don't know. It feels like there's no connection pushing them. They did speak about one success story of a mother and her 3 children. They became temporarily homeless because of the rent situation. But she like never let her kids call themselves homeless. They were temporarily in house. She made sure they got to school, made sure they kept up with their meditation. She got herself help in this program. She got a job. She got through as quickly as she could and got a job. She was a 9-month turnaround success story. She's raising 3 kids on her own. She was motivated by her children. And I feel like that's what I'm going to say, that like we just got to keep trying new methodologies of bringing people into the fold and bringing their spirits back up where they want to participate, you know? I feel like there's something there with that. It's like we have the resources, we realize we do, we're funding them, we're doing these things, and we just got to keep going.
But what about the lost cause? The Joeys that say, screw you.
Is that the case?
I'm going to keep doing drugs.
Right.
I don't really give a shit. You can offer me everything and everything.
They don't care to be jailed. They don't care when they're jailed. That's the thing. I feel bad for our police have such. I know there's tons of opinions about the police, but our police have such a tough job in community policing the homeless population, because they could jail them. 30 days, they're out. And they don't care because
3 days, 30 days, how long?
If it's like a temporary hold, it could be like a 3-day thing. Even if it's 3 weeks, it doesn't matter to these people. Because it's not like, oh, I got jailed, so now I'm losing my job. It's like, oh, I've lost assets now. It's like, all right, in and out, in and out. I don't know. It's a tough one for the mayor to figure out. That might even require state or federal intervention. But at this time, like, we got to think about the safety of our residents. That's the safety and lifestyle of our residents. Like, how are you going to buy a what are the Andari residences costing now in Los Angeles? $3 million. How are you going to buy?
At least $2.7 million.
How are you going to spend $2.7 million on a condo and then there's like homeless people following you home? I don't know. It's a tough issue. I don't want to be the one to solve it, but this is why people need to get involved. Like maybe there's a solution that has worked in some small town in Virginia, and they're like, oh, we need to put that here. That's going to help.
Well, small towns in Virginia don't. They wouldn't correlate. It wouldn't be able. They wouldn't. It just.
Someone somewhere knows something we don't know, and they need to participate. They need to get involved. But that's kind of what we wanted to bring to you is like. With the reason why Fort Lauderdale. What is your take? What is your take? I think this is the one where we need this is really where we want to hear from everyone. What's your take on the homelessness situation? And I want to commend this is where I want to commend a lot of Salvation Army side. A lot of local churches are stepping up. And they're completely compassion first, judgment free. I think they're like United Methodist, and they're in Coleridge. Every Thursday they have food, they have clean clothes, they have someone to listen to you, social workers. The Sanctuary Church on Federal, they're doing a food drive and a turkey giveaway. Like, I think churches are showing like community love on this aspect. They're showing up for their community. So I want to commend them on this issue.
Amazing. And I know that there was a local bill we wanted to touch on, correct?
Yes, so this is
before we close out.
This is a controversial thing this past year. Is the governor has heard the cries of people in cities and has dealt with it in an interesting way. HB 1365 made it illegal to camp or sleep in public places in the state of Florida and placed the burden on cities and counties to enforce the new law or face legal consequences from the state attorney general and the citizen-initiated lawsuits. So what that means for us is, like, if there's a homeless person on the street, you call the cops, they don't remove that person within 3 days, you have the right to sue the city, and the city will cover your court costs. That's like cities that operate on tight budgets or just balanced budgets, like any kind of lawsuit just puts them over. It's unnecessary spending. It's something that's it's tough, you know. It's forcing the burden on cities without giving them a mechanism to enforce it. Like, are you going to put more beds somewhere to help this? So, like, maybe the cities can transport them to the beds, and that's what the cities are doing now. Is they're using emergency funding to find beds in random places and transport people to the place. So as long as the person's moved within 3 days, they are off the hook for it. But it doesn't stop the person from coming back. I don't know. I don't know what a long-term solution is.
Yeah, I think looking at this bill and looking at the, let's call it, political situation down here, it almost seems like it was written directly because of Broward County. And because of, you know, it seems like a lot of people in Florida are on board with the direction of the governor, other than Broward County.
His direction, I respect his direction. What is he doing? It's like you tell someone to do something and then give him nothing to help. Mm-hmm. And to say something, Broward Sheriff doesn't want to help, but the sheriff was, like, put in by the governor. I think he's, like, appointed by the governor. Mm-hmm. So they should be on the same page. It's like, what are you going to do? It's like, you can't tell someone to do something and not give them the resources to manage it. That's not good executive directing, right?
I agree.
It's like me as your boss, say, go sell 3,000 homes.
Yeah.
Do it. Like, now.
Yeah, it's a, you know.
As we're balancing flooding, as we're balancing infrastructure, seasonality, this, that, what are we gonna do?
That is the age-old question. What are we gonna do? And we're looking to you guys.
I had an optimistic, like, this is the way forward. It has the 99% success rate, but it's such a piecemeal problem. And when you talk to people who are employed in this social sector, they make sure their language is like, in this case, this is multifaceted. They never give broad, sweeping opinions, because it's like you just can't. This is a people issue. It's not like a.
Put them all in white rooms and straitjackets to figure it out, right?
Like, right? We can't do that. Don't want to do that. But, like, you know, I don't know. And the problem is, we live in such a beautiful, warm place year round. I think there's impetus for other states to bust down their homeless populations, because it's more humane to have people outside all year here than it is in New York City or where have you.
Yeah, I would want to live here if I was homeless anyway.
Honestly, same. Like, what do you get everything here. You could go hang out at the beach.
Maybe that's why the answers our initial question of why is there so much homeless people here?
Oh, man. Good luck to us.
Good luck to us. Good luck to you. We want some solutions right here. Comment below. What would you do if you were in charge? You were the king of Fort Lauderdale. No rules, nothing to answer to. How would you handle this? And we're going to read this disclaimer before we roll out.
On that note, this show reflects the views and opinions of us and us alone. We try to maintain a level of factual integrity, but if you get it wrong, leave a comment and we will correct ourselves.
I'm Patrick, your local real estate resource, and
I'm Shantel, your civically engaged best friend.
this is Beaches and Taxes. Thanks for tuning in.